Do you want to move straight on to movies then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'll start with my worst movie. I've got a worst movie.
Okay.
It's this movie that I watched on Netflix, and I actually watched it from start to finish, and then thought to myself, oh, what the heck did I just watch? Like there was potential for a good storyline there. It's a movie called Uglies. Have you guys seen it?
No, I've seen.
So Uglies, it's set in like a future. There's a sci-fi that set in a future where you grow up, you're born normal, and you grow up to about 16, and then you get certain plastic surgery. Everyone gets it. So in between that, the time you're born to 16, you're termed as ugly, and then when you hit 16, you go have your surgery, and you become part of the pretties, and then you go into the special city. So that's what you're thinking, and then there's a storyline behind it, why they do that thing of getting the operation at 16. The Earth, it's set in a time where all the Earth's natural resources is dwindling, so that was their solution. Like I said, it had a potential for a good storyline. One of those hidden storylines, about self-image, that kind of, that kind of thing. But it kind of and there are some little good action scenes in it, but also. But yeah, that was probably the worst movie of 2024 for me. One of those movies where I actually watched it to the end and just 90 minutes I can't take back of my life. I can't get that back. I can't get that 90 minutes back. Yeah. But yeah, that's probably, if I was to give it out of 10, mate, it'll be 2 out of 10.
Okay, I think I scrolled past it a few times, Uglies, so now I know never to watch it. So
Nah,
thanks,
I wouldn't hang that on you guys, bros. It was just hanging in there, waiting for something cool to happen, or it kind of ended cool, it ended cool.
So we lose, Eric, you're next.
I'll probably go with Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. I'll probably go with it because I was expect from my last experience with the Ghostbusters movie, which was the first one, which was good, and then coming to the second one, Frozen Empire, I thought, okay, we must be going to write this train agreement, and then it wasn't as good. But I was expecting a better Ghostbusters movie, if to be honest, and it wasn't that great. It kind of just the movie itself froze over after a while. I think at one stage I fell asleep, and then my daughter had to wake me up, and it was almost to the end. I was like, "Oh, what did I miss?" And obviously, I didn't miss much because I could still, even though I was probably 20 minutes napping, I still could keep up with the storyline. So, yeah, that's my choice: the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Not that great.
I have to strongly agree, man. That was one of the worst Ghostbusters movies since those girls took over the Ghostbusters, man. Yeah. And it was so disappointing, man, because it was the same director, same writer. And you're right, man. The first Ghostbuster, the one that came before that, Egon's Farm, that was good, man. I loved it. And that was similar to that Ghostbusters on Egon's Farm.
Yeah.
That was like a skeleton crew sort of thing, eh? Like when it reminded you of the old school family movies.
Yes.
And it was awesome, man. I loved it. Right? But this one, man, I don't know what happened, man. It's sucks. I know the story wasn't really good. The action wasn't really good. I didn't like how they made the characters play against each other, play with each other. I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of off, man. I didn't really like it. Eh? Did you get to watch it, Kelvin?
Nah, I haven't seen any of the new Ghostbusters. I'll probably go watch that one that you guys are saying.
Yeah.
That one, Afterlife.
Afterlife, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Afterlife is pretty good.
Yeah, because I've heard good things about that one. The Czech one, hell no.
Bro.
I'm not ruining my childhood memories with that, man.
I don't know what was going on with that.
I hate it when they do that stuff, do a remake and then change the gender of the main character or something like that. So why?
Shit.
Why, what, do you want to have a turn? This ain't flipping hopscotches.
Man, even if they made them more Chinese, made them more Chinese or African American, it still wouldn't have made any difference. It would still have been this stupid ass movie.
Yeah, but Afterlife is way better.
Harder.
Mhm.
Way better.
It's just a shame.
Because it looks like you said, like, and you know what, like, it's probably a genre that's kind of missing these days. That movie that all the families can sit down and watch.
Mm.
You know, like the Goonies, you know, E.T., Star Wars. You know, we all sat down with our parents and watched it. Hey, you know, like nowadays days it's Disney movies. You know, like it's Moana and that's the only I don't. Yeah.
Who's next?
Okay, me. So my worst movie for 2024. This movie came out at the beginning of the year. I think it came out on the 5th of Jan. It's a horror, and it comes out of Blumhouse Productions, which have nailed it when it comes to horror movies. Like small budgets, big profit. That's what Blumhouse Productions is all about, and they make a lot of money with these low budget horror movies. But man, this movie that came out, Night Swim, about a haunted swimming pool, bruh. Man, that had potential, man. When I first saw the trailer of Night Swim, and I thought, man, that's like Jaws in the swimming pool, but the swimming pool was actually haunted. Like I thought, man, that's a good idea. It's gonna be scary, and the preview was pretty cool, pretty intriguing enough. And I watched the movie, I was like, what the hell is this, man? It's like bullshit. Like not even scary. It's like bullshit. Like it doesn't even make sense. And it's kind of like trying to be Amityville with the husband turning into like like Jack Nicholson on The Shining, how he turns. Like, he's trying to be that, but it doesn't really. It's just dumb, man. Yeah, that's right. It's dumb. Just a dumb story and dumb movie. Like waste my time. Like you talked about wasting time with uglies, Calvin. Man, I wasted my time with Night Swim. Wow.
90 minutes you can't get back.
90 minutes can't get back. Man, shit. Just rubbish.
Did you watch the whole movie?
Yeah, I watched it. It's like, wow, just dumb, man. It's stupid. Yeah, that was my worst for. It's worse. It's even worse because I thought it was gonna be good.
Yeah, that's.
I like the preview and I like the premise. It's like a haunted swimming pool. Wow, I never seen that before. Like this, is like Jaws meets I don't know Amityville horror.
Potential with that haunted swimming pool, you know.
Yeah.
It could go any angle, you know. Like it could be demonic, it could be like a window into somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just turns out shit. Oh my gosh, no thanks. Fine. Yeah, so that's me. That's my worst movie for the year.
Well, best movies now, eh?
Yeah.
This one I watched recently. It's got the chick from Force Awakens. She was in this movie. The Young Woman and the Sea. I've been dying to watch this. And I just saw it a couple of weeks ago. I think it came out. I don't know when it came out. I knew it came out this year. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah, it's about a woman that swam the English Channel. I think it is between France and England. And during those days, women weren't allowed to swim. I think we're talking about in the 1920s, 100 years ago. So women weren't allowed to swim, or they wouldn't even taught how to swim. But this particular woman, it's a true story. She decides to swim in this English Channel, which the men are just like, hey, you can't do that shit. Only men can do that shit. And she's like, oh, no, I want to do this shit. So she ends up doing it, and then, long story short, it's got that Sea Biscuit feel to it. I don't know if you guys remember Sea Biscuit. It's one of my other favorite movies.
The horse.
But yeah, the horse, bro, he's the band. I love Sea Biscuit. And the whole storyline behind it, just coming together of characters. This is similar to that kind of, but in a different way. It's a different pool. Like you kind of feel for the character, and it was so moving. So I watched this movie. Then I suggested it to my parents. I said, "Hey, we should watch this movie." So it had me, my mom, my brother, and my daughter were all like shouting at the screen. And even though it was my second time watching this movie, I was still shouting at the screen. So I was like, "Damn, it's a good movie."
It's one of those feel good movies, eh?
Yeah, you need one of those, I think, in your list. and that's probably my one feel good movie in there.
That's interesting because I never heard about it, and I just looked it up. And you're right, it's based on a true story. But I actually watched this movie last year, which came out last year, called Naiad, and it starts Annette Bening, and she plays a woman that actually swam from Cuba to Miami,
Oh,
and that's a similar kind of story, like her journey to try to do that because she was a star when she was younger, like she was a long distance swimmer. But this is when she's like 50 plus. She's 50, she's 50 plus, and she decides to do it because she's bored of her life, and she wants to get back that feeling of being an athlete again, like like pursuing a goal and achieving it. She wants to get that feeling again at her old age. Like
yeah,
she's 50, and so she brings up her trainer. Her trainer is Jodie Foster. She comes and you must be crazy. So it's about them training and her trying to do her goal because she tried it when she was younger and she failed. So she wants to try it again because that's the only race, that's the only long distance swim she failed at when she was young. But it was always in her mind. So when she was 50, she goes, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And everyone's saying, "Why you're crazy?" But man, that's a good movie, man, because like it shows her training. Then she has her first attempt, and then it's just about what they have to do to, like the rules around, like it's like the Guinness Book of Records kind of rules, like
yes,
what you need and how to avoid sharks and what she has to avoid, like because there's in that sea between Cuba and Miami, there's like sharks and there's like
it's warmer, right?
squid, so they can sting you and that. So she has technology to combat all of those, right? So it's real cool. It's real cool. It's a feel good one as well.
Yeah.
You know, so it's funny that the Disney came out with that. I wonder if they saw that story last year because this movie came out 2003. The Woman and the Sea came out this year. So I wonder if they said, "Oh, we'll make our own story of this kind of thing." Eh? You know, so you should check it out. You should check out.
Yeah, I will.
Naiad. It's similar, and I'll check out this one that you watched too.
Because it was pussy here. Because the thing that got me is like, so she swims, but she swims at nighttime, like in the dark, man. It's like shit. It's crazy. I don't know. Like swimming alone is scary, but swimming in the dark in the ocean, fuck, that's crazy enough. So yeah, no, I like that movie. My second pick will be Furiosa. I'm a big
Mad Max.
I wouldn't say I'm a Mad Max fan. Man, I do love that, that genre. The Mad Max, the machinery, the heavy stuff, the rust, the gore. So I was pretty surprised with Furiosa. I thought, this might not be as good as Mad Max. I enjoyed Mad Max, but this was pretty it was pretty lit. It was pretty on. I was like, damn. Is it Chris Hemsworth? He was the villain of this film. Right, he was straight up like he was weird, but it was kind of weird in a good way. And the whole futuristic thing, the whole sets for this movie too was crazy. Massive ass sets, and in the desert somewhere, driving around in their cars and stuff, and their bikes, their dirt bikes. Man, so cool. Cool movie.
You see that one, Kelvin?
No, I haven't seen it, but because like I've seen the Mad Max, Fury Road, Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron, and when I heard that this one was coming out, Furiosa, I was kind of not switched off, but I was like, oh man, why you have to go backwards? Like. But now listening to what you're saying, Erica, I'm gonna watch it now.
Because I was like that. I was like, oh, okay, we're going back. So can't be as good as the first one, right? So check that out. All right.
I kind of found in love with Charlize Theron's character and how they're gonna build this up. Yeah. It's like almost like a set to fail, like it's either a hit or a miss. Because she really sold that character, Furiosa, Charlize Theron.
Yeah, she did. She did a good job.
I'm not a fan. I love, man. One of the greatest Australian movies for me is Mad Max, the first one, the first ever Mad Max movie.
Mel Gibson.
And he goes up against the toe cutter. Man, there's cars in that. That's like the original Fast and Furious, like.
Yeah.
But as soon as Mad Max 2 and the Mad Max 3 Beyond Thunderdome, and as soon as they go to a desert, man, I'm just thinking about Tatooine, man. Again, like, what the hell, man? Nah, that's not me, man. Don't give me any desert vibes, man. Just what? I mean, what can you do in the desert? And this is like the same old thing, like all these homemade cars trying to be fast and going after
Expect
Trying to
water.
outrun each other. Yeah.
You know, like if you're, I get it. If you're like a petrol head, man, you'll love these movies, man. And if you're Australian, if you're Bogan,
Yeah.
you're from Perth, man, you'll love these Mad Max movies, man. After petrol head shit and all that, but that's not for me, man. It's not for me. But I love the first Mad Max.
Yeah,
I love
that
the first
was
Mad
wicked,
Max.
eh?
Sweet. So it's my pick. So one of my best movies to come out this year is Civil War. Came out in April the 12th. And there was a lot of hype for Civil War, and I love the hype because I was into it. I saw the previews and I thought, man, this is pretty cool. And you know, it was the creators of 28 Days Later, the zombie flicks, and so I knew it was gonna be a good story. But Civil War, man, like the whole concept, and plus we came out of this Trump thing and how Trump divided America. So it was good timing that they had the story. They probably got the story out from the what's happening in America with the Trump and the divided country. So what will happen for real if Texas and California teamed up to battle the rest of America? Hey, a lot of the army bases are in Texas and in California, right? Probably Hawaii in there, and they'll just go invade the capital, go invade Washington D.C. So man, the previews were good, and it was a good concept, and I liked it. I wanted to see it, and the movie didn't disappoint, man. It had the point of view of the journalists that were covering the story of the war, so it didn't really go into the story of the war, why it happened. It just perspective of these journalists, which was pretty cool. And then you get to see the ending, like what journalists were about, and yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought the action scenes were good. I thought the military scenes were pretty good. The ending was good, and yeah, it's just a fun movie. If you think like, what would happen if America went for civil war? And this is probably exactly what happened. You know, it was like interesting and pretty cool. And I think it's good because it stayed with me in my head like right through the year. It came out early in April, and it's still in my mind. You know, it was one of the best movies. Nothing overtook it, as far as I can tell, for 2024. So yeah, that's me. Civil War. Did you guys check that movie out?
Nah, I haven't seen it. I've seen the trailers in there, and the trailers look me. And the timing of it coming out was quite cool too, because I think it came out during that time where Texas, you know, went against Joe Biden's rules and closed their borders. How much? And so yeah, and I was like, man, actually, America was pretty close to, you know, if like they wanted to push, it could have happened when Texas decided to stand up and go, oh, nah, we're tired of these people just waltzing on through here. We're going to close our borders. So yeah, now I want to watch it now because it was interesting. Like yeah, to me it just saw it as a movie what it would be like if America did go to civil war in our time, like in our age. But yeah, because it's like I haven't been into movies for a long time. Like it's not until being on this podcast, it's like man. And then I look at the list of movies that have come out this year, and it's like it's quite a bit of must, and Civil War was one of them. And then I was like, man, especially feel good movies. I usually am into my feel good movies. Just that movie that I want to watch now is that about the African woman in the army, and it's got that is it Kerry Washington?
Oh yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, just seen it on Netflix, so I'm gonna give that a go. What about you, Eric? Have you seen Civil War?
Yeah, I watched it also. And yeah, I agree with him with everything. Yeah, it's a good movie. Like, because there was a lot of political unrest in America at the time. Like, you know, they were going through some shit back there. And also, yeah, like you said, it was perfect timing with this movie during that period. And, man, the thing that got me is, like, you know, it's Americans against Americans. Like, you know, against each other. And shit, these could have been some of your usos, and now they're on, like, either the right, the left. They don't suggest that in the movie. But, you know, these could be one of your usos, and he might be on the other side. But no, you taking this, you know, idea. No, it's up to you. Are you going to kill your uso? Or it's like that. You know, it kind of made like a civil war. Like, if this is the reality to it, it looks worse than actual war. Like, because you'll be fighting with your own people. So it's just like, oh shit. That's what was playing in my head when I was watching this movie. I couldn't get over the fact like these guys are all Americans, but they were willing to go that far. Like I forgot the actor's name, but he pulls it off so well with that scene, and it's in the trailer where he asked him, "How American are you?" And like saying that scared the shit out of me because like if there was one of my usos, how Kiwi are you? And I'm like, oh shit, what am I supposed to say?
Like, yeah, that was a scary scene. And you're right, Eric. Like that dynamic, like choose a side, and then if you're on the opposite side to your mate, they have to kill you. Hey, there's no one option. It's like, hey, that's a frightening thing about civil wars. Hey, like, wow.
How they did the camera stuff, it was so good, man, and it was simple too. And the sound effects on that movie was out of it. Like the gunfire in that was just like really potent.
Yeah, the sound engineering was really good. Wow, I don't think that was realistic. The gunfire.
Yeah,
man,
I've never heard any gunfire. Not even like because I play a lot of gun games, a lot of Call of Duty and stuff, and not even their guns sound like that.
Well, it reminded me of the gunfight on Heat.
After
they robbed the bank, like that was realistic. Yeah. The echoing of the guns fire between the buildings.
So my I'll go with my first pick is Deadpool versus Wolverine. Finally, you got to see Wolverine back, and finally teaming up with the Merc with the mouth. And it might not be like the best cinematic movie. It might not be, but we got it. You know what I mean? Like we got Deadpool versus Wolverine. We got to see different versions of Wolverine, which were quite accurate with the comic books. We got to see a bit of Gambit. We got to see Blade. We got to see who else was it? Elektra was in there. It had a bit of comedy, which is real typical of a Ryan Reynolds movie. And honestly, like if they were ever to get another actor to act Wolverine, I don't think they'll ever cut it because Hugh Jackman, he, like some of his movies were kaya, but just because he's been the Wolverine for that long, it's just it'll be a hard one to like fill the shoes, I guess. If that makes sense. But I was just I really liked it. It was cool. It just hit me with the cool factor, like getting to see, the fight scenes and really seeing Wolverine get up there with his claws, and that was me with Deadpool versus Wolverine. It just kind of like fulfilled a childhood thing.
I had that on my list too, and I thought it was it's a fun movie. It had everything that you want, and kind of and more. Because I was like, when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna go this route, and they kept on giving more and more. It was like that movie that just keeps on giving.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fan of this kind of stuff, and there was so many cameos that I didn't expect. That I thought that was funny as.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite cameo was the Fantastic Four because everybody was saying Captain America, and I was thinking to myself, it can't be because then where's his uniform? And then I just saw the Fantastic Four, and Johnny Blaze. Oh no, just the wrong character.
Yeah,
but it was cool.
Yeah, nah. I loved Deadpool, the first one, and Deadpool 2 was cool too.
Yeah,
this is I didn't really dig this one, and this is the first introduction to Deadpool to the Marvel Studios because he belonged to 20th Century Fox before this. 20th Century Fox had license to Deadpool, had license to X-Men, and Deadpool was part of X-Men. But since Disney acquired 20th Century Fox, that means they had everything to do with X-Men. So this is the first Marvel Studios movie with the X-Men. They can use X-Men now. So this is the first one. So Wolverine and Deadpool are in here. Yeah, I didn't like the story because I didn't like how it's kind of like a standalone kind of thing, and it's not part of any timeline specifically. it's sort of like outside the time, and you've seen this when you watch Loki and the time thing, that time thing, how you're actually outside of time, and you're just policing each timeline, so you get all these different universes, sort of thing. So I think with the multiverse, along with the time thing, I'm sort of like lost with where's the actual story, where is the solid Marvel universe, the main universe.
Yeah.
You know, where is it? Like, I'm confused now. All the stories have been outside this now, so there's no like in game, and then what happens after that? Like, where does Wolverine and Deadpool fit in this? Because this Wolverine was from another universe, alternate universe, and Deadpool's brought him into the current universe because
into the
Wolverine's
main Marvel
dead.
universe.
So yeah, that makes sense. But I just want to get back to the timeline. Can we get back to the timeline, please? Don't muck around. I thought the reference to 20th Century Fox was corny. I thought, yeah, we get it. Disney bought them. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was cool bringing in Channing Tatum as Gambit, because that was because he was rumored to play Gambit in Gambit movie, but they got cancelled. But they brought him in for this anyway. So he's a cancelled character. But it's cool to see what it looks like. Even when Cavill that played Superman, he came on as, because he was rumored to take over Hugh Jackman, so they brought him in to sort of reference that rumor going around in Hollywood stuff. So I find all that corny, but that's just me. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Do I go again?
Yeah, it's your turn again.
Right. Okay, I got one. So this one's probably like, probably you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It was a Netflix one, but it's one of my favorites because it's one of those movies I've watched like 2-3 times, and just because I really like the really like the storyline. If that makes sense. It's a sci-fi action. It's called Atlas, and it stars old Jennifer Lopez. The reason why I really like this, I just really like the concept of and the idea of AI and humans being a symbiosis, if that makes sense. Because we always see these movies with AI and they're going to kill humans, they're going to destroy the world, whatever, Terminator, Skynet, but we never ever see an idea or concept where, well, I haven't seen one where the AIs and the human can work together, if that makes sense. I reckon it was a really cool sci-fi movie, and action as well. It was really good. I really liked some of the action scenes in there. My probably favorite one was when have you seen that, Cam?
Yeah, I have. I saw it when it first came out.
Yeah, I think one of the my favorite parts is when they're like, they're all in their robots and they're, with their AI, and they're all dropping and trying to get to that planet, and then all of a sudden they just drop into hellfire. They get straight into against drones and shit, and it just it gets the imagination going of what actually technology can be like, at that time. And I really like they used that dude from the Shang-Chi, whatever it is, that Chen is the bad guy. He played a really good bad guy, I think. Really good, and there are some parts of it that kind of like pissed me off. Really was maybe J-Lo herself, in her dramatic scenes, I think she over dramatizes the scenes, but she's got a fat ass, so I figure that excuses her. But apart from that, it's probably one of like your corny sci-fi movies, but I really like it. Like I've watched it more than twice, and it's one of those movies. Like for me, it's like one of those movies where fucking hell, you can't find anything to watch, and then I'll just watch that, and then that's what it appeals to me. So yeah, that's my one.
And
your thoughts? Have you seen it, Eric?
Yeah. I've watched it. It reminds me of this. Just I'm a big fan of manga back in the day, and I don't know if you remember those robot programs.
Like Gundam.
Yeah, Gundam. The other one was Pet Labor, and that, how she's in that machine, and she's working the limbs of that. That's what it reminded me of, and I was like, oh, that's pretty mean. That was pretty cool. It reminded me of a Pet Labor. where they used mechanical robots to do construction, like buildings and that, and then the military comes along and starts using it for the army kind of thing in that storyline. But yeah, on Atlas it's quite it was good. Not a bad story. Pretty mean action. But yeah, after the movie I wasn't going woohoo. I just thought, wow, that's alright.
Yeah. I watched it, but yeah, that was alright. It gave me those Ripley from Aliens vibes. How she's in that machine, like walking those machines. Special effects are really good, for a Netflix film. And if you remember a while ago, there was that Natalie Portman science fiction film with that sort of substance in the forest, and that's go check it out. And those special effects are bad, man. Those are, bad as in not good.
Yeah.
Those special effects were shit. But these special effects were pretty good. I remember. I don't remember much of the story. I remember she was trapped there or something on the planet there.
Yeah.
And I can't remember much of the story. But I did watch it.
Because could you imagine, like, your mind, your brain, being able, with the help of AI, being able to tap into, because what's the theory? We only use like 10-20% of our brain's capacity.
Yeah.
It could be that symbiosis with AI that makes us tap into 100% or 80%, whatever.
Sounds scary.
Who knows?
Sounds real scary.
That's where it got me interested into. It's just those little sci-fi concepts, like.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That was Atlas on Netflix. J-Lo.
Yeah, J-Lo. Chenny on the block, mate.
Chenny from the block.
All right, my turn. Okay. I'm into horrors. So my next one is a horror. It's not a horror. It feels like horror, but it's more thriller. It has horror elements into it. And it starred Nicolas Cage. And it came out in July the 12th. It's called Long Legs. And man, if you saw the trailers, like the teaser trailers for Long Legs, bro, these teaser trailers are fucking freaky ass, man, and like got me hyped up. They were so scary. It's like the trailer itself was enough to scare you, let alone the movie. But yeah, it's directed by Hopgood Perkins. I think it's Perkins, the guy that played the original Psycho. That's his dad. So he's come up to be a horror director, and he directed a movie before this called it's a horror version of Hansel and Gretel.
Ooh.
And then he made this one, and I think this one put him on the map. So Nicolas Cage, he plays a serial killer, and it's about the FBI agent. So it's a bit of like Silence of the Lambs kind of vibes with the FBI trying to find the serial killer, and the FBI agent's a woman, and she sort of got psychic powers in that. There's a connection in their past with the serial killer, right? So, man, it's some cult shit going on in this film, and so yeah, it's pretty freaky. Yeah, and some of the scenes, there's some fright scenes, and I just loved it. I thought this was the best horror or neo horror movie to come out this year. Long Legs, and yeah, other than the teaser trailer, which is really good. Like we said, the Superman teaser trailer was good. Teaser trailer for Long Legs is good too. So yeah, check out Long Legs.
Yeah, the trailer was so scary. I still haven't watched it, man.
You get nightmares just the trailer alone, man.
Yeah, like I was freaking out. I was like, nah, I don't think this is my kind of movie. Like, bro, I don't want to be traumatized while watching the movie, man. Shit. But yeah, I still haven't watched it to this day. Even with Nicolas Cage and the sound effect, sounds that he does in the background, I was like, bro, the fuck are you on, man? It's like, shit, man. I'm too scared.
He's making a little.
Have you seen the trailer?
No, I'm gonna watch it now.
Bro, you don't need to watch the trailer. You can just hear it, man, and it'll freak you out. So I'm just like, nah, stop that. Yeah. It must be that good if this guy likes it.
Yeah, watch the teaser trailer first. Teaser trailer, and then the actual trailer if you want to. But the teaser trailers are the ones that get you, man. It's like freaky ass, man. But there's about 3 versions of the teaser.
Yeah.
Man, just freaky, man.
But what I was gonna say was that he's making a little bit of a comeback too, or Nicolas Cage, you know, like, because what's he on? He's on that you know, I thought you were gonna say that, was it Reinsfeld or something like that?
Yeah.
Or were you gonna say that movie? I was like,
Yeah, nah, I haven't seen that one.
Nah. But yeah, no, I want to check this out now. Well, what is it like?
It's called
What kind
Long
of horror
Legs. It's a thriller. I don't think it's on any streaming at the moment, is it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't
Is it
seen it anywhere.
like a demon or
Nah, just a psycho killer.
monsters? Oh, okay.
Kind of, but supernatural. But yeah,
That's what makes it scary. It could be someone like the next door neighbor.
yeah. There's certain there's
you mean
certain
okay.
there's certain scenes that are really effective. Like there's a scene where there's a scene where the FBI agent, the girl, it's nighttime and she's in her study in her house, and she's on the desk, she's writing on a desk, and she's facing the window, right? The camera is pointing at her face, but it can see the back behind her. The door is open, and you see the kitchen in the far distance in the door. And that scene just goes on, and you're just wondering, man, someone's gonna come through that door. Like, you know, it has those kind of tricks that keeps you on edge, and that's what I love about it. Like these little tricks of horror. Man, it's intense, man. It's intense.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheap bait, no special effects needed. Just something.
No special effects needed, man.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, man. I love the camera tricks they do to make things even more scary. Like,
yeah,
and it makes it tense. So
even some of the sound effects stuff they do as well.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Because we're so desensitized now. You know, like it's hard to find a really good horror movie these days. Like horror movies have to really think out of the box to get that horror feel, if that makes sense. Or they just got to go fucking mega extreme. You know, like, yeah, I want to watch this.
All right, your turn, Eric.
It's my last one, eh? I want to go with Dune. Dune Part 2.
What was it?
Dune Part 2. I saw this one in the cinemas with the bro. Man, like, after the movie, it felt like we were teleported to the desert, man. Like, it was like we were in a trance. If you watch this at the big movies because of the sound effects, I don't know what they do to it, but that thing they stick in the sand that makes it sound, they've done something to it where when you watch it and you listen to it, it's like it takes you to that place. It felt like we were in a trance, man, in that whole movie. And yeah, it's a pretty decent story. It's just that the sets themselves, I think, overtook the whole story. Like the sets, the characters, like they had big, massive groups of actors in that, and they had these massive scenes. Like I think they were in a cave at one stage, like an underground cave, and there was just thousands of these actors or extras. They could have been CGI. I don't know. I couldn't tell. The CGI in that movie was like next level. Sound effects of this movie is next level. So yeah, no, it was a mean ass movie. Good scenes too. But yeah, it's just that whole sound effects, the scenes, the scores. Like the scores were next level too. Yeah, Dune Part 2.
What are your thoughts, Cams?
Man, I didn't last half an hour. I was watching it half an hour. I turned it off, man. And it was the same. I watched the whole Part 1, Dune Part 1, and I was like, oh man, I should have watched it at the movies because the cinematography is also made. How big and scale the special effects are, and you know, to see it in the movie theater, I wish I did. It would have been awesome to see. Story I found pretty boring, and I think I know why. Because this Dune is an old story, right? It's books, and then the original movie came out in the 80s, right? And it starred that guy that came on Twin Peaks, the guy that came on Twin Peaks.
Yes,
the
cop.
That's right.
The cop.
That's the one.
So he was the guy on the original Dune, and I watched it. I watched the original. Man, it's a tough watch. It's like the special effects are crap, and it's like, oh man, what the hell? But yeah, I don't think because we're too exposed with Game of Thrones and Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and how big these universes are and some of the kind of stories with different with different tribes going at it, trying to find the treasure, whatever it is, whether it be spice or the rings of power, or or the force, whatever it is. Like I think and Game of Thrones especially, I think we're too exposed with those kind of storylines. And Dune is like now. I know it's original. I know it was before this, but I don't know. It doesn't hit as like these new ones. It's like if you did original idea back in the days and someone copied and made it better, and then you try to bring your idea back, but it's like everyone's moved past that. Like yours was good back in the day, but now we made it better. So that's my like sort of thinking on why I didn't like Dune, right? And I just found it boring, man. I didn't care about the tribes, the different tribes. I didn't care about it, and those worms and all that. I didn't care about the hero. I didn't care about his girlfriend, like their mission. I just didn't care. And I think that, and it didn't help they were on the sand planet, fucking Tatooine again. Fuck, but yeah, that was my thoughts with Dune.
Love your honesty. Love your honesty. I haven't seen part 2 yet, but like I did the same thing as you, Kim. Like watched the original before watching the new first Dune movie.
Yeah.
And I had the same thoughts. Oh, flipping, these graphics are crap. But then I was trying to think back to what it would have been like back then. If you were a kid or a young adult that just watched the full effects, it actually would have been quite cool. Especially the shield. How they got that shield that they fight with. That would have been cool. And I'm probably like you too, Cam. Like I haven't rushed to go watch part 2, and because I've seen heaps of scenes on TikTok and that's probably I probably won't rush to see it, to be fair. And the only thing that I really kind of, because I'd seen the original and I know the storyline, and it's one of those movies like, I don't know, like like say for example the Never Ending Story, and you kind of think, I wonder what they like, what would it be like if they use today's technology, like today's
we even remake Dark Crystal.
Yeah, Dark Crystal. But yeah, like just one of those ones, like like especially like the riding of the worms, like you look back at the old ones, of course it's Makwape Pelo, like that's full. But then with today's technology, you can make it realistic, you could, that's the only reason why I'll probably watch it. But and I know the storyline like from because it's pretty much the old movie but split into two. So, but like I was hyped up for the first one, like really hyped up, because I really wanted to see the, what it would look like with today's technology, with today's CGI, and and I'm probably with you on that one. If was to watch Dune 2, I should have went and watched the big screen, because I said to you, because like I was working with a doc, and there's quite a few there, sci-fi geeks that work there, and they were all hyping it up, but I was just too busy with work, and then by the time we like finally got some time to go watch it, I was already taken off the movies.
Yeah, the movies they move off the list quite fast these days, eh?
Yeah.
Not even a month, they're out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just praised Director Singh for the visuals and the sound for that movie. I don't know what he's doing, but they should use that same kind of thing for movies like that. Because man, it will definitely put you in the right spot. Especially like the movies you guys just mentioned. The same tactics were used. Oh damn, next level.
All right, my turn. So my last pick, my best movie of the year. So I don't know if this pick is because how bad this year was for good movies, or if this movie was pretty good. But I found it fun. I enjoyed watching this movie, and I thought it was a comeback for what's been out in the past. I thought this was a better rendition on the genre and the story. And I'm talking about a movie that came out on August the 12th, and it's Alien Romulus. I think of all the sci-fi movies that came out this year, I think I'll put Alien Romulus at the top, and it was good, man. It was because I like my horrors. and I love the Alien movies, and they haven't been that great in the past. Like Alien, the first one was classic. Aliens, James Cameron was even more classic. And but part 3 sucked. Aliens Resurrection, and even I don't know these prequels that we've been getting, Prometheus and Alien Covenant. They haven't been that great. I mean, the lore has been good, interesting, but yeah, it seems full on and not much bite to it. And we never really got a movie like the James Cameron Aliens since then, right? Just a full on. And I think with Alien Romulus, it's a callback to like a mesh between the first Alien movie and Aliens, because you get both war and horror with or slasher with the alien at the end, right? So yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Me and you, Eric, we went to the movies. We watched it. We podcasted about it. It was good. Like, man, it was a good comeback. It was a good comeback to maybe a falling a falling franchise. I mean, those Predator aliens sucked. Nothing like the comic book and like those Dark Horse comics. But no, man, like Alien Romulus, yeah, probably my best sci-fi I watched this year. Yeah, I give it an A, not an A plus. I'll give it an A, maybe A minus. But yeah, can't wait to the TV series Alien Earth.
Yeah, that looks
supposed to come out next year, so look out for that one.
Yeah, that looks
and how that story ties in, because apparently this takes place before the first Alien movie, and it's called Alien Earth. So the aliens make it to Earth. We'll find out. But yeah, man, Alien Romulus is my last pick for best movie of 2024. How'd you find that one, Eric?
Yeah, right on. Yeah, it's on my list. So I was actually wondering between Dune and Alien Romulus. So yeah, I enjoyed that movie. It was so fun. CGI, score, everything was on. Sets were amazing. Because this is the same time when Ripley was in space, right?
And Deep Sleep, yeah.
Yeah, Deep Sleep with the little girl there.
So it's before Aliens.
Oh, before Aliens. Yeah.
It's after Alien and before Aliens, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. True. So it's even cool to know that as well.
How about you, Kelvin? Are you into the Aliens films?
Yes and no. Like, I probably haven't watched that enough to, but I really do like the Alien and the what do you call it, the storyline and all that. I've seen Prometheus. I vaguely remember the first two. I don't think I've seen 3. And what was the one with after 3? Was it Resurrection or something like that?
Yeah,
Resurrection. I haven't seen that one. I wasn't a fan of the Alien versus Predator. I wasn't a fan, like Predator's Predator, Alien's Alien. But yeah, now I wanna look into it because I really like Prometheus. I like the storyline about how humanity was created through these higher beings, the Anunnakis.
I know what you're talking about, mate. I know what you're talking about.
This higher beings that come off, So I kind of like that storyline. So I'd like to see the continuation and the way you guys just described. So with Romulus, the question is: this where you see the creation of the actual alien?
No, it's Romulus got nothing to do with those prequels.
Yeah.
So they haven't ended. You know how the last one was Alien Covenant. They haven't continued that story because you know how it was the wrong android in the sleep machine.
Yeah,
it was the bad one. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh no, not in the sleep machine. The last girl.
Yeah,
she realized that wasn't the guy. Wasn't the right android. So we haven't. That stopped there. We haven't continued on with that story.
Oh, so okay. I need to get my order in. So you got Prometheus.
Yep.
And then after Prometheus is that Covenant one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I got to watch Covenant.
Yep.
And then this one.
And then it stops.
Romulus.
Yep.
Is like a separate entity on its own.
because
the time frames in between Alien 1 and 2, you were saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. They never bothered to finish that Prometheus storyline. Like after
Yeah.
Alien Covenant, it leaves with a cliffhanger,
Hmm.
and that's it. Like there's no other movie after that. So they sort of
So
skip.
maybe that's where they'll flipping tie in that Alien to Earth that you were saying.
Maybe.
Yes,
Connected that
yes,
way.
they probably will.
Maybe.
Yes.
And then like bring in this Romulus as well.
Mm.
Ah.
I better jump into. Is it my turn?
Yeah, your last one. Yep.
Oh yeah. So my last one, obviously I only like I love my animation. So my last one was the Justice League Crisis on
Yeah.
Infinite Earths.
Yeah. All three of them?
It's like, and this is where I love animation, right?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't live action this one. You couldn't. There's so many moving parts, like so many characters in it. It's like, where do you find all the actors to act all these characters? You know, like, and that's where I love animation because they just can do things that, what do you call it? Live action can't do.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I like it. It's because it goes into it does that multi-universe thing. So yeah, so you got two parts. Just done the second, and I think the third one will come out next year. So it's all about the their multi universe in the DC. You get to see some characters. I don't know if you've seen like these DC shots, little short animation movies, these one-off ones, and there's like characters like called Kamandi, who's like the last human on the earth, set in a Planet of the Apes kind of. I'm just a massive fan when it comes to animation, especially DC, because of to be fair, like animation really suits DC because of their so vastness and heaps of characters and heaps of moving parts. And this is where like I link it in with Superman that, and with all these these characters that are coming in with the new Superman. I hope it really works because it's got the right director, like you're saying, James Gunn. Just doing a little bit of reading onto it. It's not he said it from the what do you call it, from day dot when you got the assignment that he's not making a origin film. Like so Superman's already here and everyone knows who Superman is. But, do you know what it's called? I had a look online and they're calling it Superman Legacy.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that in the
Yeah.
internet. Yeah.
Which kind of gives it that it's not an origin movie. It's like he's already here, like he's already Superman. So yeah, but yeah, now that's my last one for 2024. That's really yeah, and I can't wait for the third one.
Sure, the third one's already out.
Well, is it out already?
Is this the one where they have that invisible wall that deletes everything?
Yeah. So the anti.
Yeah, I'm sure the third of those two is already out.
Oh, okay. It's probably out in the States, but it hasn't come up on what do you call it, Netflix New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's a story. It's a story. Infinite Earth, part of when DC decided to start from scratch again. The comic books.
It looks like it.
How they killed everyone and then everyone started from zero again. Or the comics.
They have the original. They have the original Batman, like the animated series Batman. They have that Batman, and they have the other animated series Batman. Like all the series Batmans that they've ever done, they've all got them there, and they're all in this movie. Same with the Superman series. Every Superman animated series they've ever done, all those Supermen are in this movie too. And it goes right across the board with all of them.
Yeah.
But as this invisible wall goes through the universes, it deletes all the other multiverses, and so all these other Batmans and that, and Robins and Jokers and that all end up dying until there's only like the main DC universe.
Earth 1.
Yeah, the Earth 1 DC heroes left. Yeah, no,
that's right.
That was a good story. It's really dark, really dark. That actually started with the Flash. I don't know if you remember one of the Flash movies where he did his what do you call it? I forgot the name of the run that he does where he goes back in time.
What's it called?
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, yes.
When he went into Flashpoint mode because he stuffed up the timeline already. So in order to fix it, because man, Darkseid came and pretty much took over, and it just stuffed up everything. Like Lois Lane was dead, flipping. A lot of people, a lot of the heroes died. So in order to fix it, Flash went back to where he effed it up and tried to fix it from there. But I think that was the last time we ever saw Flash until the other Flash from the other timeline came back. So it's like shit. It's really the story gets really. It's kind of getting like how Marvel's going with their multiverse stories. So I
But
don't
then,
know.
like, that's a good point. You guys, this is probably their way, DC's way of cleaning up all those like storylines, and then trying to simplify the animated side.
Yeah, because they did the same thing with the Flash movie kind of thing. They're taking all the whoever and then cleaning up those multiverses. So they'll just have the one thing. Or if that's what they're aiming for. I don't know what DC's doing yet. So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
the DC in the DC comics, the Infinite Earth storyline was a necessary plot device to actually get rid of all these other like alternative universes and just have them one. Because what was happening is like when a team of writers leave a comic, like you had a era of a writer in a penciler, and then they'll leave, but the next team that will come in to take over, they won't necessarily follow what happened with the previous writers, and they'll write their own, and it'll be all mixed. Sometimes it'll get all mixed up. So a lot of these comics had different universes within it, and it was got confusing. Got so confusing that DC decided, okay, we have to the fucking have one universe again because it's getting too carried away. Everyone's getting confused, so they made up a crossover comic event with every single DC comic book called the Infinite Crisis.
And this is probably what's happening with Marvel and
Yeah,
at the moment because they've got so many different universes. It's kind of confusing, like you were saying. So, like, we just want one.
yeah,
What's the main one?
yeah.
There's a comic, if I remember correctly, Kevin showing me back when we were young. There's a comic collection where there's like how many different versions of Captain America in there, if I remember correctly. So it's probably that's where they're heading. Oh man, it's gonna be mind-boggling.
That's us,
Sweet boys, that's us. There's everything, eh?
Yeah.
We've got everything. Sweet.
Shit, there were different routes, eh, for all of us three. Man.
Just before we go, what I want to do is just list your ones that didn't get picked. You know, we don't have to talk about it. We'll just list it. So if I go first, so my favorite TV shows that didn't come up, I had Landman, X-Men '97,
Yes.
and Batman: The Cape Crusader.
Yes.
Those last two were cartoons that came out this year. And they were pretty good. They were really good, really good storylines. For my favorite movies, I had The Substance, which was one I had. Yeah, and for my worst, I too had Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. I had Wolves, the Brad Pitt and George Clooney movie. That sucked, man. And I had the new Beetlejuice. That was no way near as good as the first one.
Nah, I didn't even bother with that one.
For TV shows, I had Yellowstone season 5, part 2. That was a disappointment. I had Acolyte, and I had one that was recommended to me by a workmate called The Jetty, which I didn't even last after the first episode.
Holy.
So those are my my mentions. How about you, Rick?
I had Civil War for best movies. I had Civil War, The War of Robots, The Killer, and Mufasa, the latest. I reckon it was up there, par with The Lion King. So yeah. My worst movies, I had Madam Web, sucks. Borderlands sucks, and Substance. I think I already explained to Cameron why I didn't like it. It was just, I mean, the beginning, the middle, close to the end was awesome, but the end part is just, oh man, yeah. Best TV shows, I had House of Dragons and X-Men '97, Dune, and Landman. Worst TV shows, second half of season 5, Yellowstone, Echo, The Boys, The One Who Live, Walking Dead, and Cobra Kai.
Yeah, the latest
worst
Boys
TV
season
shows.
wasn't that great, eh? Yeah,
the
I
last,
agree with that.
think it was a show. It was more like a showboat. There was hardly any
Yeah.
substance. It was just like, hey, look at this! It's shocking. So yeah.
Have you,
Yeah,
Kelvin, got
fucking
any special mentions?
Not really. Like, because I haven't watched much of them. So if there's like movies that I would have wanted to watch this year, just to see what it's like, would have probably been Dune 2. Dune 2 would have been up there. I'm just trying to have a look at this list. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, Dune 2, probably Gladiator 2.
Oh yeah.
But there's
Yep.
I didn't realize that they actually made a second Joker movie to what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
that's
didn't know that they made.
a fun
But
stuff.
then I seen the reviews on it too. I was like, oh, did they make a Joker too? And then click, and then all the rotten like tomato reviews came up, and I'm like, oh, that's why. But yeah, nah. I think for me, like for 2025, I'm gonna make an effort, especially with this podcast, and moving forward, and just reigniting that passion for movies again. And I was trying to get my also Burgess because he was like we used to tag team that shit, like what you and Eric did, man. Like I remember when we were that movie. What was it? 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, bro, that's still the bomb.
We went and watched that thing. Like power. Elijah Dishku. And Bring It On.
Yeah.
Those days. But yeah, just bring.
Heath Ledger's still the man in that. I hate 10 Things I Hate About You.
What was that?
Heath Ledger, he's still the man in that.
Yeah.
I just saw that recently too, like flashes of it. Like I think they were replaying it on one channel. I forgot what, but man, yeah, I was like, oh, man, old school.
Yeah. But yeah. If there's anything for 2024, it's just reigniting that passion and love for movies. I'm really looking forward to that. What's it called? Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, yeah, that's a 2024
yeah.
movie, but it hasn't come out yet. Yeah, right.
Yeah, nah.
So that wouldn't have been on the list if it was good.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to because like that was the first ever cinematic horror movie.
Yeah. Probably
They
back in
depicted
the old
Dracula.
days, eh?
Yeah.
All right, boys, I gotta go away. I'm like half an hour late for work.
So,
I was looking at the time. I was like, oh shit, we did 2 parts in one day.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. That's us. Thanks, boys, for jumping
All
on.
right, thanks again,
Have a
guys.
happy
Thank
New
you,
Year.
so.
We'll do this again next week.
After
After
Happy
we
New Year,
do
brothers.
Skeleton Crew, episode
what is that
6.
tomorrow? Oh, on New Year's Day.
Oh, we need time after that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right, brothers.
I'll leave my stuff on.
Catch you in 2025.
Yeah, hard on. Happy New Year's.
We are some folk.